But look at this case out of the United Kingdom. Victory in the war on woke. Judge's landmark ruling in case of mother who called trans woman he on Twitter means freedom of speech does include the right to offend. 2 judges have ruled that free speech encompasses offensive language. Lord Justice Bean and Mr. Justice Warby presiding over a case in Court of Appeal. Actually, it wasn't the Court of Appeal. Ruling came in, successful appeal decided last week in favor of Kate Scotto, feminist prosecutor for calling a transgender woman a man and pig in a wig. She had been found guilty under the 2003 Communications Act this year. I remember Justice Warby. He was one of the judges presiding over one of Tommy Robinson's many trials that I attended, and he was decidedly less free speechy last time. He was one of the judges who sent Tommy Robinson back to prison a second time for contempt of court simply for reporting outside a rape gang trial. So yeah, I remember Justice Warby. Maybe he's had a change of heart, or maybe he just hated Tommy Robinson. I don't know. But let me read a little bit more from the Daily Mail. Judges have insisted that freedom of speech includes the right to offend in a landmark ruling, which could help to turn the tide on woke intolerance after a feminist who called a transgender woman a pig in a wig and a man was cleared. Presiding over a case in the Court of Appeal, again, I don't think it was Court of Appeal, Lord Justice Bean and Mr. Justice Warby said, freedom only to speak inoffensively is not worth having. They added that free speech encompasses the right to offend and indeed to abuse another. The judgment from 2 senior members of the judiciary will set a precedent for future cases involving freedom of speech. Just look at the photo there. Daily Mail is great with photos. Look at the 2 people at the center of this fight. Let me read the caption. The ruling has emerged only now, but came in the successful appeal decided last week in favor of mother of 2, Miss Scotto Wright, from Hitchin in Hertfordshire. She was accused of describing Stephanie Hayden, pictured left, a transgender woman, as a pig in a wig, alongside a number of offensive and upsetting tweets. Now, a pig in a wig is rude, I think. If someone called me a pig in a wig, I probably not a compliment, although it could be. I think some people would find it funny. I think some would find it fair in the case of this Stephanie. Some people would find it very, very mean. But let's be honest, it's pretty much a schoolyard insult. It's not a swear. It's not a racial derogatory term. Calling someone a pig on the hierarchy of insults, I'm going to give that maybe like a 3 out of 10. Calling people a pig, it means you're fat, really, right? I mean, we use animal insults a lot, calling someone a dog or a rat. I suppose they're technically dehumanizing because you're calling someone an animal, not a person. I don't like it when people are dehumanized, like calling someone a louse. That's not a good one. But, calling someone a pig, it's not devastating. Remember, this is the United Kingdom. They practically invented swearing over there, and they invent new swears all the time. They throw the C word around like confetti over there. It's shocking to Canadian ears. And no, by the C word, I don't mean confetti. It's another word that rhymes with blunt. They're so sweary over in the UK. I don't think pig in a wig is that hurtful by comparison. Pig in a wig. I'm going to chuckle at that because I happen to know from reading the article and then reading the entire court judgment that the trans activist, the man calling himself a woman now, isn't just a little bit chubby. I mean, I know it takes one to know one, but I think he sort of does act like a pig, or more like a bull. He's a bully. Let me read more from the Daily Mail, and then I'll quote from the ruling itself. Miss Scotto was arrested in 2018. Arrested, and taken from her children and into custody after referring to trans woman Stephanie Hayden as a man, a racist, and a pig in the wig. Ms. Hayden, 47, reported the online remarks to police. She, and I'm just quoting the Daily Mail here. Okay, this is the mom of 2. The mom of 2, she had been arrested by 3 police officers in 2019 at her home in Purton, near Hitchin, Hertfordshire, in front of her daughter, 10, and son, 20 months. Boris Johnson later called it an abuse of power. In February this year, a radical feminist, Miss Scotto, 40, was handed a 2-year conditional discharge in order to pay £1,000 compensation, with District Judge Margaret Dodds telling her, "Your comments contributed nothing to a debate. We teach children to be kind to each other and not to call each other names in the playground." So this mom of 2 was literally arrested in front of her kids, taken into custody for some mean tweets that aren't that mean. I think I might have said worse in my day. And look at the lower judge. We teach children not to be mean. That's true, we do. Because they're children, so we can tell them what to do. And we want them to be polite. But it's not a crime to be rude. And adults are not children, and we don't arrest adults or children for calling people a pig in a wig. In fact, that sounds like it could be a really fun kid's book. And contributing to a debate, that's what the lower court judge said was the test. Is that really the test for freedom of speech now? If your conversation meets the approval of some judge, only then can you have your conversation? That's not real law, is it? That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.